Well, I have to say, Andrew, I think that is the most marvellous new branding that I have seen here at PPMA.
You were primed with the perfect line. Yes, thank you for that. Yeah, we've taken the opportunity to launch our new branding at the PPMA show this year. So Gordian strapping have been around for a long time, but we were long overdue a redesign. So basically, the business, which started in 1937, is coming up to a pretty big anniversary. We're going to be 90 in 2027. So yeah, it's the right time to refresh the brand, but actually, in terms of what we're doing today and in terms of what we did when we started in 1937, is not a lot different. So basically, this is a business that sells packaging machinery. Those are strappers, wrappers, and hooders. We sell the consumable packaging that runs through it, so it's typically plastic strapping. And then most importantly, we've got a set of engineers who go out and install that equipment and keep it running. So just to sort of recap, Gordian basically is a business that's owned by a Japanese corporation called Strapak. So Strapak produce individual strapping machines, typically to strap cartons as opposed to larger pallet systems that we'll come to in a minute. So from our parent company, if you like, we've got the ability to make machines that are available to a wide variety of market sectors. It could be food, it could be newspaper, it could be clothing, retail, building products, etc. There are no limits. But the other side of our business, which perhaps gives us even greater scope, is what we class as the automated system side. So these are machines that will strap whole pallets of goods. And so these could be for construction, so imagine a pallet of bricks, it could be timber, it could be individual cartons, but it's whole pallets of goods. And these are systems that are fully automated, so they're driven by a computer system. So really, there is no limit to the market sectors that we can appeal to. The hard thing, of course, is getting people to spend money at the moment, and maybe we'll come on to that in a moment. But if you wanted to take a quick look around the stand, we've got...
Please, let's start over this end, so we'll wander over here. I love that you're almost at your 90th anniversary. That is so amazing. And I know you mentioned that, yes, you're offering kind of the same as what you did 90 years ago, but I mean, the technology is different, isn't it? The automation's different compared to what it was. So there is this development going on.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, these days, a fully automated line, of course, is designed to be operating with as few people involved as possible. Businesses have to optimize. You know, they use a whole variety of measures to make sure that their production line is going quickly. But things like OEE, for example, is something that every major producer will be focused on. So they want machinery that's reliable, that can allow them to optimize their product running along that line without stoppages. So, you know, that's really where we come in. The bit that probably differentiates us, we think, is the fact that we've got a large engineering capability to support what we sell. So if you put this type of machinery into the marketplace, it could be running 168 hours a week, so 24/7. So if you've got that sort of demand on a line, you need the capability to keep it running. And that's where the engineers and the ability to repair or recover from a breakdown are really important.
Yeah, absolutely. I can understand why your customers are so keen to make sure that those things are still functioning as they go along, as the technologies change. So what have we got here then? Let's have a little talk through some of the machinery and the technologies that you've brought to PPMA.
I mentioned earlier we're owned by Strapak. So Strapak do our individual strapping machines, but we have partnerships with two main Italian principals. OMS is our major partner for strapping equipment. So this machine here is what's classed as a vertical strapping system. So it's designed, as I mentioned earlier, to strap whole pallets of goods. And the line here, we can get it running if we have time, is basically also encompassing a fully automatic stretch wrapping system. So if you can imagine, you've got a situation where the pallet is being strapped, and I think is about to go into action here. So the strap would go on first, and then it's not in every case, but if the pack then required to be stretch wrapped, then the machine will then translate onto here, and then this machine will fire up and start automatically stretch wrapping. So it's really all about trying to make an optimized system. You know, this is what customers require, and really these types of equipment are capable of doing just that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see this. I know this isn't the only machine that we are going to look at today. However, I feel like we should just wait and just let it get on to the side, don't we?
Let's watch it do its thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll run in straight away.
Are you noticing, I know you mentioned just a moment ago about your customers and their demands, are you noticing any themes that people are asking for? Is it all about just efficiency and automation and making sure that things are as cost efficient as possible at the moment, or is there anything else coming through?
Well, there is no doubt that every major producer has an eye on sustainability. So the requirement to reduce the amount of packaging they're using, so in other words, less plastic, is omnipresent. It is apparent in just about every major PLC in the UK today. They've all got shareholders. They all care about the environment. So what's going on in our industry is reduction in grammage on stretch film. So what you're looking at there could be 15 grams of polythene on that pack. Probably going back only 4 or 5 years ago, it may well have been double that. So businesses these days are reducing the amount of plastic they're using. But many of them still have to use plastic because it is still the right medium to protect their product to get it to market. So to reduce it entirely is not an option. It's still an essential requirement to get a product to market for you and I to buy it in the way that we want to experience it.
Yeah, fantastic. And I mean, let's have a wander over here while we continue this conversation about sustainability for a moment. I think you're right. There is, of course, still that need for certain amounts of plastic, but the fact that actually that reduction might be by half already must make such a significant difference to stakeholders and people who are really interested in caring about the environment.
And we think that probably the trend that will continue will be an increased amount of recycled content in products as well. So these days strapping, this product is polypropylene strapping and it has a minimum of 30% recycled content. So this machine is what we class as a tandem strapper. It's designed to put 2 straps on simultaneously, so therefore it speeds up the production line. It's simply efficient. But the recycled element probably the amount of recycled content in that strapping will increase in the next 4 to 5 years, we expect. So today we've got 30% content which is recycled. Probably in 4 or 5 years it'll be 50%.
And then hopefully it will then get recycled as well in a few years, and then it can continue in that circle and be in the supply chain.
And you're absolutely right. It is 100% recyclable. So it's a question of collecting it, and that perhaps is another area which we could discuss, which will take longer. But ultimately, yes, it's recyclable.
Fantastic. Oh, we love that. Is there anything else while we're here we can have a quick look at before?
Well, I think the machinery on show, there are quite a number, but basically it's individual strapping machines for tote boxes or individual cartons, or it's systems, i.e. fully automated pallet systems. So that's really what we're all about. You know, Gordian as a brand hopefully is synonymous with quality, with engineering capability, but in the end we've got probably the greatest breadth of products that are available to really strap or wrap everything. And if you look around the stand, you know, the horizontal wrapper over there, for example, stretch wrapping around timber products, this machine here strapping a tote box, or this highly efficient system putting 2 straps on in one go.
And I mean, I know that this is not your first time here at PPMA. We chatted last year, so it's lovely to talk to you again this year. Was it 2 years ago?
Yes.
Oh, it goes quickly. Time goes fast, doesn't it? It goes very fast. But why is it important then that you are back? You're showcasing everything that you have to offer at PPMA.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really simple. Right now, business is extremely tough. The UK economy is growing at 1% at best, GDP growth. So customers are not spending money willingly. So really, this is an opportunity for us to put our showcase out and say, well, look, these are our machines, these are our capabilities. We're a very serious player at what we do. So ultimately, we're trying to attract customers. It's as simple as that.
Amazing. Well, it's great to have you back, and it's great to chat, even though I can't believe it's been 2 years. Oh, I need to check my diary again, don't I? Amazing. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us today, and I hope day 3 goes as well as day 1 and 2 have.
Thank you. Bye.